Games at Large Special Edition. We will talk about whatever the hell we feel like. Hopefully, you'll enjoy. So, we started late. Unfortunately, we were waiting for a bunch of the guys, but real life and Google Plus tends to clash with these type of scenarios. So, hopefully, we can entertain y'all for a little while. If not, sucks to be you. Anyways, starting from left to right, the esteemed Jay Fleming.
Hey, what's up, people? Hope you guys enjoy our little discussion tonight.
Cool beans. And we have Enduo Mr. Liger.
What's going on, man? I'm back home.
Cool. And as you guys can already tell, the madman himself, the good shepherd, is in charge. Well, not in charge, hosting this cast. So, yeah. Let's get it in, good peoples. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, like I said, we could talk about topics that's going on right now. Like I said, I'll say this, like, I'm happy that everybody right now is getting Mario Maker and everybody enjoying it. Y'all, I didn't put this in my post in my Google post that we had ours way before you guys, but I couldn't do nothing with it, so I'm just starting it today while y'all got a game before me.
Ha, tough cookies. That's what you get for being better than us, or thinking you're better than us.
Yeah, so y'all, like I said, y'all got it before us, and like I said, right now, like my sister's in the room right now. She's trying to mess with it right now and get to it. So, and like I said, I mean, off the top, I'm gonna do a video about this on my channel, and after traveling and seeing so many stuff, I'm like, again, I ain't gotta worry about Nintendo. I ain't gotta worry. Certain studios, I really don't gotta worry about in a way, because they, like, I saw a report. You look at some not magazine. What the hell I'm saying? Websites. I say magazines. Good God, and that's how far I've been off the internet for a while. But you see some website where they clickbait usual and whatever and talk about it. Jay, you put up one talk about that we were wrong from Engadget.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I just read the article finally today.
Yeah, and it's a good piece. And like I said, one thing about certain websites is depending on who writes the story. That's basically it goes on to. It still kind of falls back on them that you have an ombudsman to check what you're writing, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because sometimes you contradict yourself, because I think Shep saw this one when I was back traveling. I was like, and the same day they put out a thing talking about how Nintendo should follow the AAA team, the AAA publishers, and bring down their games to like $20-$30 because Pikmin's still $60, Mario Kart's still $60, and I was like, they were saying, but that would be better for the consumer. But then the same day they had a next article saying about how what Konami did with the Phantom game, with how they did a review boot camp, that's good business sense. I'm like, how you do that? How you let those two subjects come out at the same time?
Yeah, that was
weird.
Well, I've kind of given up on gaming journalism. That's kind of why we're like, you know what, screw it. If they can't do it, we'll do it ourselves.
Well, you know what, you have a point there, because the problem with like a lot of like games journalism is the problem because we live in this whole like drama field, reality field world where everybody wants to see some drama, so they click on whatever's controversial or whatever to see the reactions of people. So you don't really have like real honest journalism per se. You pretty much just got a bunch of people that's I write a blog, so I'll put this opinion up and run it off as fact. I mean, we see it all the time.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, what you just said is right, Jen. And also, every time you click, you get ad revenue. So
yeah. So if you know what, perfect example. When Angry Joe did that whole YouTube creator thing when he was bashing.
Oh, that idiot!
I never clicked on it, but I kept seeing like because it kept showing up in my YouTube feed, and you would see the views. He was over 1 million views. I'm like, dude, you already did this. I'm talking about the second time. I'm like, dude,
I know you're talking about.
You did this before and you didn't get any views on it. You did it again, and when everybody had stopped talking about it, and now I'm like, dude, I'm not falling for this. But a whole bunch of people did because they kept clicking on it, and
Unfortunately,
Well,
yeah.
it's the same. It's the same thing for his Batman review.
yeah, same
He
thing.
bought it for PC, knowing that, and he said it in the video. This piece of, I'm like, you ranting about, I know it, but he did it for the
But that's
subs to get the
why.
money.
Yeah,
But that's also his spiel. He's supposed to be angry about stuff, so he finds things to rant about.
No, look, I'm not knocking his hustle, but it's like it's what we talked before we got on live. It's just certain people when they take that stuff and not see, and when you can see straight through the curtain, when the curtain's damn sheer, you can see everything behind them. Like, come on, man, I see the magic trick. Don't try
Yeah,
to.
I'm like, dude, we know what you're doing back there.
Yeah, but other people's like, nah, that trick was real. I ain't see the wires. I'm like, whatever. Okay.
and I think that's the part that kills most of that be killing it for me. Cause I'm like, dude, I know y'all. I'm not the only one who sees this. I know I'm not the only one who sees this. I'm like, you guys didn't pay attention the first time. Come on, man.
Yeah. And then one time he was saying how Nintendo copyright. I'm like, you wasn't even doing anything with Nintendo for the longest while, and then you waited until after they set it up. Get out of here.
Just so you could have some. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I'm like,
But-
whatever.
The problem with that was this. I'm like, you did it on purpose, but it actually had a negative effect because what people didn't understand was that whole creator program was in a beta. The purpose of a beta is to do what? Get feedback back to the individuals that set it up, right? That's the whole purpose of a beta. So if you really wanted to change something, you would actually sign up for the beta and then give them the appropriate feedback. You can't sit there and say, I'm not going to sign up for the beta, but I'm going to still talk trash. That makes no sense.
Including if this is the only way you make money, you are business. So like, I have to run my business. I have to do certain things to get to be done. So that part blew my mind too.
Yeah.
If you're a business and this is what makes you money this is your main income, you have to sign up. You have to sign up. I mean, when I'm doing my architect job, when I'm here, I gotta go get a permit from the city to do stuff. I gotta do certain things to get the privilege to get access to certain things. So yeah, it's just a business. But some people don't. Some people feel entitled, and we've seen that on YouTube a lot.
And it's sad because most of these people, if they didn't have such popularity on the channel, they'd be bums. Seriously. Like, they would straight up be bums. Like, what do you do with yourself? If your channel wasn't so popular, what you be doing with your life?
Yeah.
Not a goddamn thing. Have a seat. Oh, wait, you already have a seat.
Yeah, so, but no, I'm just to point out what you were saying. That, like I said, that piece, that article that you posted, Jay. Yeah, I mean, look. Like I said, Iwata's style of when he was CEO was, and I think I said it on the last one, but I didn't maybe articulate it better. I'll do it now. Nintendo's philosophy with the games is when we make our console. Iwata said it on a GDC like 4 times. We gave you the paint, we give you the canvas. You create what you need to create. We let you have the freedom to do it, not us. Like I said, so a lot of people's like, oh yeah, we're not taking full advantage of the touchpad. That's not. I mean, Nintendo's taking their time to do what they did with like Mario Maker, Wonderful 101. Look what Platinum Games did with Wonderful 101. Look what WB did with Batman Arkham City with the gamepad. And other people didn't adopt it. Nobody went towards that way. They cower from it. And like I said, like I told you last time, there are developers who want to use the gamepad for some cool ways. Like I said, affordable space adventure wouldn't work without a gamepad. Kirby's Rainbow Curse would not work without a gamepad. Mario Maker would work, but it wouldn't be as intuitive as it is now. Yeah. So the spoil make people's like crying over. That's something I never understand, and that's the next thing that's over there that when I was talking to certain people, they was like, look, it's an option to buy our console. Why did the Westerners always have arguments? I'm like, I can't answer that question. One of the guys was like, but you're Westerner. I say, yeah, from a different country. I'm not from America.
Yeah, you can't answer for a whole. Yeah.
I was like, dude, because when I was in St. Thomas, I told this in my post. We were playing PlayStations, we were playing Xbox, we were playing Wii U, and nobody was even arguing about what console was better or nothing. The game was there, we played it. That's it.
The console doesn't exist in the Caribbean. We just played our games.
Yeah, that's what it used to be like. And then like I want to say like just because it wasn't that long ago. It was probably I'd probably say probably around the mid to the latter part of the sixth gen. That's when this started happening. This whole arguing about what's better, and then you got people who don't know anything about technology, IT, or anything or engineering arguing about specs. You don't even know what you're talking about, yet you're arguing about specs.
Well, actually, I'm very well versed in titty flops. I just want to let you know that.
Mrs. D fools.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to say that's when it started. Because before then, it really was. It was just that. It was people they talk about the games. They talk about what they like. If you didn't have a system, you didn't get mad and bitch about that game not being on that system. You went over to your friend's house and played.
That's why I say this console war now. It feels like it's not even. I don't even want to call it because it's not a war because everybody has their own flaws and they're not doing benefits to each other. Now Sega and Nintendo back in the '90s, that was a war because developers back then, which I said before, developers were publishers then of their own games. And okay, Konami had Turtles on one console, they had Turtles on Sega, they had Turtles on Super Nintendo. Played differently.
It's a variation of the same game.
Yeah.
And they play different. They play differently. But they worked on the strengths of each console.
Yep.
That's what and that's when you see Sega like Nintendo do what Nintendo don't, and the whole 16 block. That was a war when you say that because they were bashing each other in their commercials.
They didn't like each other. It was highly well known.
Yeah, but you see right now, I mean, the PlayStation, Nintendo's not attacking no other console. They just say, hey, we have this, we have these games, whatever. Sony's doing it full polish, and Xbox the same thing. They do it full polish. They're doing like we got this and we have this, which is they're not going like how Nintendo and Sega was going back in the day. Like I said, see those commercials? We got Tyson like, yeah, man, what was Bo Jackson like? Oh, Nintendo can't do this, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was cutthroat back in the day. It was cutthroat.
That was a war because they were straight saying each other's name in each commercial.
Yep.
That's what it was.
That was awesome. They didn't pull no punches back then.
It didn't care.
No.
And they really didn't care. They were like, you can get mad all you want to. We don't care. We'll do another commercial right after that.
Yeah, cause remember the commercial with Mario Kart and Sonic was like, look at Sonic, and then Mario was in his little ice cream cart and like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
Those were commercials attacking each other. That was a war. That was what console
and
war was.
ironically, it was actually fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it too, we weren't bitching as much as we were back then.
That's the funny part.
now.
It was fiercer back then, but yet everybody was more amicable. What the hell?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
That's the weirdness of that whole thing. Because like I said, yeah, Mortal Kombat and Sega had blood, and then the sound chip sounded better for Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo. Same game, respects. I went to my friend's house, played. He came to my house, played. We didn't argue about that, even though we saw those same commercials and stuff. So it is weird to see what's going on now. It's for us. I mean, it's like one of those things like we're old enough to appreciate games, but then we look back, we're like, what the hell is going on?
Pettiness. I think the society's been shifted. Like, I mean, back then we would talk smack, but it wouldn't be about if the system's better or not. You'd brag about the fact you have the system. Like, I have the system and you don't. You don't say, oh, you have this system and I have that system and your system sucks. It's no. I have this system and you don't. Ha! And that was it.
That was it. And dude be like, look, man, I got to leave at 7 o'clock and mom cooking dinner. So.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we got 2 hours. Is your mom cool? Yeah, she cool. So.
Yeah, and that was another thing. If we couldn't afford the systems, you had one system, I had the other, and we went back and forth.
That's how I play all the games when I was in my neighborhood and back in St. Thomas, man. My next door neighbor.
My cousin had the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, he had Super Nintendo. I had Genesis. My other friend had PlayStation. We swapped between all that. Then my next door neighbor got him a Sega Saturn. Then my downstairs neighbor got dang it. The 64, because I didn't get the 64 that time. I got the 64, then I got the 64 and whatever. But then, like, we went back and forth, and we didn't argue about stuff. We went to PlayStation to play Alpha 3 and stuff like that. And then when Dreamcast came out, and we could play like Psychic Fighters and Power Stone. And, dude, it was just
Power Stone.
We playing these games. We were just playing games and having fun. And
Word.
that's the thing about it. That's the culture that was over there that I enjoyed. When I was traveling, did not, as Shep pointed out millions of times when I posted, to enjoy my stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm enjoying it. But to see just to go St. Thomas and St. Thomas, France, Japan, all that stuff.
You did not enjoy yourself. Every time I turn on, you're bitching about how stupid we're acting back here. You were right, but man,
I got you. But like I said, I bitched, but it was like a moment, just a second, because like I said down there, like I mean, okay, let's put it. When I was in St. Thomas, I barely watched TV. I was like on just YouTube and just watching. Because I'm not up in the States back here. I'm not a TV buff. I mean, I go to Hulu and whatever and watch it on my time and then just shut it off. So
damn, I did the same shit as you. I should be rich in those men.
So I just wanted to keep up with with Andre and Jay. I just want to keep up with you guys' videos of entertainment and just see what's going on. So when I saw, I'm like, okay. And then like the video I did when I was down there, when I was talking about how people, like I said, with Andre was talking about Okami, and basically it was me and him going back and forth. We had a chat about Okami when he did his put up his video, and I was like, people say they want different, all consoles, every console, everybody said we want these innovative games. But when the innovative games come out, y'all don't put your money where your mouth is. You don't buy them, and then that's why they lock them down to these stupid IP contracts as we got right now. Because the Bayonetta 3, hey, Platinum wants to do a Bayonetta 3, but again, it's up to Sega. They own the IP. They want to do Okami. It's up to Capcom. Just like Capcom's doing with Mega Man right now. It's up to them, and they're locking it down. So.
And if they have beef with with somebody, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, well, ain't got beef. It's just look. Okami came on. I think we talked about this. Okami came on PlayStation 2. Got praises. I remember when that game came out, and everybody on PlayStation 2, and people were like, "Oh, this is cool. What they did with the art style. It's a fun game. It's a Zelda light because it has the Zelda style of going around whatever, but you just playing as Amaterasu as a dog and everything, which is still cool." And it was good. Nobody bought it for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Then they put it over to the Wii. It was a cheap port. They didn't sell a ton, but because it was a cheap port, when you go port to cost, it made money on the Wii. It made good money, great money on the Wii. So they was like, all right, they made great money on the Wii. All right. So Capcom was like, let's put it over to PlayStation 3 as an HD. You put HD stuff and whatever. And look what happened. Again, only 140,000 sold on the HD on PlayStation 3. So if Flash was a flop for that, because you had to redo over the asset. And then again, Okami then made money because it's not expensive to develop for 3DS. So Okami's like, what the hell? Capcom's like,
Capcom needs to revive Breath of Fire and put it on damn console again. They'll make money from that.
Dude, they're holding up. I wish I could have.
You could go online right now and Google. There are millions of Breath of Fire fans waiting for a new Breath of Fire game.
Keep waiting.
You could literally. Well, they're getting it, unfortunately, but not the way we want it to be. You already know the tragedy.
Yeah.
And the sad part is, I'm so hungry for Breath of Fire game. I might even buy it. I'm part of the problem right now. That's the sad part.
Well, I wouldn't say because we've all got a game.
It was one of my favorite series until that Abomination, which I won't call it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I think everybody's like that in a way. That we all got like certain series that if they put them out, we'll get them. I mean, right now I'm a big Grandia 2 fan. I'm probably gonna get it on Steam, and I would prefer to have it on console. But you know what? Screw it. I got enough space on my computer, so
I'm gonna actually get a Steam account. Unfortunately for the evilest corporation out there, Square. Well, no, EA is the evilest corporation. Because I won Final Fantasy V, and even
Yeah.
added new job classes.
Yeah, so I mean, certain stuff that they're doing. I mean, like, yeah, everybody's gonna be part of the problem because when this one of the series that you enjoy, you gonna wind up getting it because it's gonna tug at you. It's gonna
That's
tug
why
at you.
I'm
It's
gonna
gonna
make
be
my
on
own
your
goddamn
mind.
games then.
Yeah, it's gonna be on your mind, and you're gonna do it. I mean, everybody, most people that are really that are like that, I will do that. I mean, if right now they said, you know what, we're gonna put after this new Zelda Wii U game come out, we're gonna put the next Zelda on PC. I bet y'all have it on PC.
No,
God
yeah,
damn it!
yeah.
Why'd you have to say something evil like that?
But I'm
That
just
ain't
saying,
gonna happen, but yeah.
It'll never happen, but
yeah.
still.
But you see
Now
what
you
I'm
got me
saying though.
wondering about the specs of my PC so I can make sure I can play the game.
So I mean, like I think everybody has like a series that they would do that for.
No, I respect people who have that. Mine is Metroid. I'm not gonna deny. I've said it in my video. I'm not denying it. Mine's is Metroid.
Final
But
Fantasy
I've called out.
Tactics.
But I've called out. Like I said, I've called in my rant video. I've called out and said what game of the Metroid series I didn't like the most. But I wanted to experience it though. So I understand what you just said right there. There are other series that I do adore. And then but when I see the bad games and stuff, I didn't buy it. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But you have a series. You do have a series. You are 100% right. Because I'm not. I think I told this on your when we first had the when you first invited me to the midcast, Jay. I have not played Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. I ain't bought every Mario game. I've not bought every Donkey Kong game. They're
I've
great
never played
games.
3D Land anyway. Is it any good, Jay? You played it?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, my
Sorry to
sister.
interrupt. Continue.
No, my sister likes it and she bought it and she like, but I ain't never played it. I'm not saying it's and I like Mario games. I love Donkey Kong games, but like I said, and those games got praises, but I didn't buy them, and that's me messing up saying put my money where my mouth is. But again, it's up to what I want to spend on. But at the time, I ain't bought every great game Nintendo's put out. Even though that's my favorite, that's my preferred company of gaming. I've not bought every game like that.
I mean,
And I've not bought every platinum game either, because I would have to go over to what do you call it? What's that game on 360? Anarchy Reigns.
Anarchy Reigns. Yeah, Anarchy Reigns.
Yeah, Anarchy Reigns. I didn't play it. I didn't play it. I played it with friends, but I didn't went to get 360 to buy that game and whatever it is. Even though I like Mad World, even though I like Okami and all the other stuff, I didn't buy all the Suda 51's games. It's just.
I mean, you also have to factor in everybody. We have limited time too. Like a lot of us have actual careers. I almost said lives. Wow. I'll say lives. We have careers and lives, so we can't play every single game. At least not right away.
Yeah.
I have games that I've bought that I haven't even broken the seal yet, unfortunately.
Me too.
And then I'm literally looking at 4 games right now, still wrapped in plastic.
And I know that's sad for me because I try to make sure I hit as many as I can, but yeah, I still have games that I haven't played yet because I just don't have time. That's the downside to being an adult.
Yep.
Kids, enjoy being a kid. Seriously.
Yeah, enjoy
It's
it.
better than you think it is. You may not be lacking money, but there's things money can't quite buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But if I want to keep it cultural again, once like I said, I guess me and Chef we're gonna talk off the side, whatever about some purchases. But man, okay, the Amiibos over there they don't sell as much as America, except for one, which was the freaking hardest thing to get. That damn Yoshi Amiibo.
I was gonna say, I bet you the Yoshi Amiibo. I knew it.
Yoshi.
You know why? Japan loves cute shit.
Yeah.
That Yoshi Amiibo is friggin' cute.
That thing is the hardest thing to find, man. Holy crap! It's like you put that up. It's like you just see girls and little kids like maul that thing. Ah, give it, just like that. You can find your Ikes, you can find everything else, but that Yoshi Amiibo, holy crap! I didn't want to know what happened when that big one comes out, man. You be fighting people.
Yeah.
People putting out black belts, and I do judo, I do karate. I was like, oh shit, shit going on. You got the own Street Fighter going on in real life.
Yep. Somebody pull out their Bokuto and be like, ha!
That one is the one that's killing over there, dude. I mean, you go to other stores, you can't find that thing. I say so. For the people who know what I'm talking about, y'all lucky. I found. Be happy. Seriously. That was store hopping. I felt like Black Friday looking for that freaking thing.
Damn.
Seriously. That and Splatoon, like I said on the last one, they're eating that thing up, man. They just eating it. And
This
like I
game is
said,
crack. I'm worried though, because it'll be hard to follow this up. Well, no, that's a lie.
I don't think it's gonna be.
They could make the game much better, but I don't think they'll have the same level of fame going forward.
I don't know. There are look, and that's the next thing I wanted to talk. I put this in my post, and Jay kind of said it in a way when he's talking about the whole business thing. Look,
It's almost like the Wii, dude.
if I criticize a company, and I mean Andre right now he got his mic off because I talked about it in a post. If you have ideas, which is cool, but when I criticize a company, I don't come with the vitriol and the hate that some of these people come with. I don't. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. I don't come with that hate, and I don't understand it. When I see how people got to work so hard to code these things, like when I gave my criticism of Splatoon when I did my cast, they could have used the Wiimote, nunchuck. They could have done a 4 split screen. They could have done a lot of stuff, would have made the game way more better than what it is now. I'm not going to deny that, but it's up to the coding and up to the time. It's what they did. I can't, like I said, I've seen the coding to do stuff, so I come at it like you should have done it, but you know what? I don't know the circumstances in-house, so I don't know. You know, I just say my criticism is like, I wish you guys did it. But some people be like, oh man, it's so, like you got reviews coming up saying about, oh, Nintendo should have did this and did this and did that. Like, it took them, like I said, from 2009 to code this friggin' game. You don't even know. Some of y'all don't even know coding, and you're telling other people how to do their job. It's like, hey, I know my favorite cake, but hey, I can tell a baker how to do it. I'm like, what? Do you know how to make the cake? No. Well, shut the hell up.
It's funny. It's actually funny when you hear it because, like me, that's why I've been looking and listening. I'm like, dude, if you know all this stuff, why ain't you working in the industry?
Exactly. Exactly.
The way
anybody could have. I mean, go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just the way some people talk. The way some people talk, I'm like, dude, if you that badass and you know all this stuff, why you ain't working in the industry?
I'm too good for these cats, man. Please.
Basically.
I mean, you have ideas. That is good. I have no problem with that. But if you have ideas, yeah. But everybody has ideas, but it's execution.
Yeah.
You got to do something with it. You could, hey, I could think. I want to. Right now, I think of a sandwich, but it ain't gonna do me nothing if I can't make it.
Basically.
Why you making me hungry, you bastard? I just ate.
No, but I mean, I'm just trying to put it in practical terms when people say stuff like that. I just don't get it. And then, you know, I'll tell
you know why? It's easier to talk shit. It's easier to sit on the sidelines and don't do a goddamn thing and talk shit. It's much more difficult to actually step out and do something.
That is true.
Yeah.
You got to put yourself out there.
The people who talk the most shit and open their mouths the most are usually the ones that don't really have anything worth of talking about. It's a fact. That's life.
Yeah, and that's why I'm laughing when I see other people talk about business this and do this. I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm not gonna call names, but I got little squabbles with some people business wise. I'm like, I mean, on YouTube comments, I'm like, dude.
Well, you know, a dude who makes $45,000 a year can easily, you know, talk to someone who's working in the industry for over a decade and, you know, made more than quadruple his salary on several occasions. Yeah.
I'll be like, I had to pull out a Chris Rock quote from what's that that movie where he died and became the white guy? I forgot the name of that movie. Down to Earth. When he was a white guy and they were messing with him in the when he became the white guy, he went up the first side to crack jokes and people were like heckling him. I had to pull out a quote like, dude, I could crush you with my wallet. I don't give a damn what you saying.
Yeah,
you literally could.
If I want to, I could do it. And you gonna tell me how to run stuff? Really? I got international connections and stuff like that, and you gonna try to tell me what? Okay, all right. that arrogance and
time again, bro. Don't waste your time arguing with these fools.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I just look at stuff and just see, like you just said, it's amazing when people put their foot in their mouth, but they don't catch their foot going into their mouth.
No, they just got a really big mouth. They don't notice it's already in there.
Yeah, so it's just like I said, it's just crazy to see that. And like I said, when I go over there, like right now, we got a lot of exclusives come. Like, okay, let's talk about a game that's coming out right now, Project X Zone 2. That's coming out.
Oh, I can't wait to. I gotta hurry up and finish the first one.
Yeah, you want to finish the first one, son?
Bro, I just got the first one like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
I never had it.
Okay. I excuse you. No, but I did this video on my channel, and basically to answer a question that you did put out, Jay, when you're talking about what you think about what the guy name is again, that's the Sega's guy that just came out. My mind's a blank because, like I said, I woke up a while ago. What his name is again that you guys talked on Games at Large? They announced him.
That again?
The guy for the guy that do the karate suit.
Sagata.
Senshiro.
Senshiro Sagata.
Look, here's the true story. Like I said, I'll break it down quickly. Here's the true story. There was Capcom, not Capcom, Namco Bandai was surprised that Cross X Zone 2 would have sold. They were surprised. They never thought it would took off, and it took the frig off when it came to the Western market because they surpassed the 3/4, 750,000 sales with that game for 3DS, which that makes bank because 3DS game don't take that long to do. The cost for developing for that is not that expensive as for a Vita or something like that. So they made money on that crazy. So what happened was they was ready to set the game up the year after, but Sega and Capcom blocked the deal because they wanted more license. They wanted to hike up their licensing fees for the game. But after seeing what happened with Sega, Sega was like, okay, Sega hold out the most. Capcom was like, all right, we'll take it, and Sega hold out the most. But then after they structured that, the reconstruction once again down, they're like, forget it, go right ahead. So they're throwing everything in the kitchen sink. They also Shinobi. Some of the Shinobi characters are in there that for people that are old gamers like us. They let everybody, Axel, of course, and they got some new characters in there. I mean, they're throwing the kitchen sink and say, you know what, we'll take whatever we can to pay our debt down. Take it. That's what they do with Project Exo right now. That's why you see all these crazy things going on. They're like, we're hurting. We'll take anything to pay our debt down. That's the reality because they blocked it the most. So I mean, in a way, I'm kind of happy that they didn't release the game year to year. In a way, give people a break. But it was ready to, like I said, the core of the game was ready to go. And then they say, okay, now that Sega's like, okay, we let it go, whatever you get. Like I said, because when I saw Axel, I was like, oh snap! This is more than an instant. This is like a future buy for me. I know for sure I'm getting this game. They got to have Axel, Shinobi. I mean, and then they're bringing back most of the characters. I mean, Felicia from Darkstalkers is in there. I mean, man, the roster was crazy before. The roster is gonna be crazy now, huh?
And this is just gonna make it better.
I love the fact
that
they throw so much stuff out there. No, I mean, same shit. Us old time, we're kind of starving for some of these characters because some of these characters we haven't seen in forever. So it's like, oh my god, all these game characters at once? Hell yeah. There are people who don't even play RPGs and stuff like that. And they're like, you know what? There's a fighter game kind of shit. It's in there. I'm getting it.
And the movesets are their movesets.
Yeah, it's the original movesets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie, the combat system threw me off at first. But I was like, okay, I can dig it.
I mean, the new system, it goes back to, like I said last time, it goes back to Frontier, but again, that's for people who ever played Frontier. I can't, that's, if you ever played Frontier, that's a niche game to get to. That's one of those hard to find 3DS games out there to find, if you can find SRW Frontier.
They need to do a HD version of Xenoblade. I mean, Xenogear, wow.
I'm going to say Blade.
Xenoblade?
Xenogear. Well, actually, Xenoblade in a way is Xenogear. So.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but they need. I
Sadly.
mean, I'm with you with that. They need to do. They need to do one for Gears. They need to do one with SRW because I love SRW Original Saga. There's too many damn of those. There's so many of those games that's good over in Japan that they never gonna bring here. I'm like, why not? Because the other two, the Original Saga, sold on the game. They sold on the Game Boy Advance. I'm like, it's so long. If it's sold on the Advance, try to bring it to the others because that saga was. I mean, the anime for that thing is the one of the because there's some animes that I like. I hate certain animes because they don't follow the storyline of the game. You know, it's not a bad knock on them. They have a limited time to do things, but you know, it's still just like we do movies. Like right now, they're talking about doing like you know, like when they talked about they're gonna do what was it that you were talking about? Fox is trying to do Naruto or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
Naruto and something else.
and I was like, yeah, Hollywood when it comes to adaptation of stuff, y'all are not really that good at that.
I don't know.
Nice.
That Dragon Ball movie was really, really good.
Yeah.
I only saw 12 times in the first 10 minutes.
I know, right? I mean, just like one of my favorite animes. The movie, they butchered the movie. They butchered the movie because they had a limited time to do it. But it's the problem with some of these things. They try to pack everything into that hour. Don't try to do that. Stick with at least with one thread line and keep it that way. Which is Initial D. Initial D. I love the anime.
Yes.
The movie.
Yeah,
I got the movie before it came out, and it was good. The movie, as stunt wise, is good because they do the real drifting. They don't do like they didn't. Cause remember, at that same time, Tokyo Drift came out, and the Tokyo Drift did except for the one where they did around the what do you call it, the city and the one around the parking deck. Everything else was CGI, the drifting, and I was like, ugh. But if you ever, if you get initial, look at the Initial D video. Like I said, and go to the what do you call it, the bonus scenes or the behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah.
And when those guys, and when they drift, you saw when the guy lost control and drift, and he hit the guardrail, and everybody dropped camera and ran because it's cliffs, and they're like, oh shit, oh crap.
I didn't know they had the actual Drift King helping them. That was kind of cool.
But that's what I'm trying to say. They had literally people. When that guy lost control of the Toyota, the X86 and X86 AE, and he hit the rail, everybody dropped camera and ran because there's no nets. It was the cliff.
It was a real deal. There was no fake car and green screens. This was straight up driving.
The only time they used green screens is when you was looking at the mirror when you had the last race of the end when you had to go through when the guy looked up at the rearview mirror and they shoot the mirror to the next guy in the behind, which that's CGI. But that's the kind of thing.
Hey.
That's the kind of thing that.
You do not know. I am the blacksmith.
Okay, Andre, you might want to grab your...
I think you might want to grab that.
That was interesting, though. I'll give him that.
I know, right?
That was awesome.
I know. That's
I was
exclusive
like,
right there.
I thought there was like a problem with the thing for a second. I was like, oh, that's coming from Andre.
I know. But my point was like the story was not good. But the live driving was great. That's what. So that's and the same thing with anime. If anybody out there, check out SRW Original Saga. They got that and the inspectors. The anime followed the game dead on. I was like, when I was watching, I was like, wow, they did everything in the 26 episodes of each series. I'm like, wow. And if that's it, I was like, man, bring that game to. I mean, I don't. For me, look. This is the thing about me too. As we talk about Nintendo, whatever.
So.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
My thing is, my thing is
see
this.
What Ryoko looks like in real life. Sorry.
My thing is that if they're gonna bring that game, kind of like what you just said, Jay, you said it perfectly. If they bring that game, say they bring that game because I want it, and they put it on PC or PlayStation, whatever. I mean, I look at it and go for it. I'm not gonna be. It needs to be on my Nintendo console. I don't. That's not the kind of gamer I am. I love Nintendo. It's my preferred console and game maker, but not everything's gonna go for them.
Not everything's gonna work on their system.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to.
Yep. That's why we have
It's
multiple
a game.
systems.
And again, the thing, and Shep saw this when I said this in my video back, and he was saying, look, you have the. I love this is what kills me when I look at people's videos. It's not angry or nothing. It's just like all the funny thing I pick up is when people talk about, oh, Nintendo need to have options and options. They're the same people. They're the same people who say, but they need options, but then they're gonna tell you how to use your money. I'm like, what? But then they don't follow what they do with their wallet. I'm like, wait. It's an option. If I want to buy it, I buy it. If I don't want to buy it, I don't buy it. So, what's your gripe?
Basically.
Yeah, it's just too weird for me. If, like I said, and they have, like I said, for the future, if y'all looking, I'll say that again right now. If you're looking for a third party,
Hey, what you doing? Suck some baby.
Wow. Kid, I'm the random one. Damn it, that's my job.
Where's Andre? What the hell? Oh my God.
Thank you guys for joining the Kids at Large.
Good God. Oh wow, this is really random. You're right. This is like throwing me up. But let me put this out again. If y'all look, if the next console coming, the Famicom, like I said, I'm gonna go call it what they call it. So if anybody's thrown off by that, that's y'all problem, not me. The Famicom 7, if that comes out, the next coming out right now, don't look for third parties. All right, make up your decision from there on. You heard it from me right now. They're doing this stuff internally right now. Unless it's people who they're working with, third party wise, they do it. Namco, like I said, Namco, Platinum Games, Way Forward, NC Creates, indie developers, yes. But if that's not your cup of tea, you need EA and you need your WB and your Super Square and all that stuff. And like I said, right now, Square Japan. I think I said this last time. Square Japan is thinking of jumping back to Nintendo.
They're better. They made a ton of money with Nintendo back in the day.
Well, everybody made a ton of money when Nintendo started, but now they forget their morals now. So hey, we could go to the list of developers that would not be here today without Nintendo. Come on.
And a lot of them are no longer here today because they left Nintendo.
Exactly. But what I'm going to say is like I say, Square. But it depends if they're going to port the games over to America. So I ain't gonna say 100% because they create games over there, Dragon Quest, and it didn't came to America. So, but they're because again, PlayStation 4 is not selling like as everybody thinks. It's not so privileged over in Japan. It's not. Wii is as a home console thing.
Perfect. So I was gonna get PS4, but I'm gonna hold out now.
I mean, no, I mean, over here you could. I'm not. It's not a knock against it. It's just the reality.
I'm just talking random shit. Just keep going.
It's just the reality that a lot of people don't see and they don't know. That's why they said in their own IR pages that they're looking for a loss in revenue when developers stop making games for PS3 and the Western development side market is already starting to dry up on the PS3. Okay, so they're gonna force them to PS4 because PS4 is more popular in Europe and America. Cool. In Japan, they're not doing that because again, every game they're coming out with mostly has been PlayStation 4, Vita, and PlayStation 3, and it sells way more on PlayStation 3 than anything else. So.
Okay, cool.
So if you're looking for a third-party console for Nintendo next year, I mean not next year. Let me not say
next generation.
Next generation. I know, right? My mistake. My mistake. That was a mistake. That was 100% mistake.
You guys heard it here live.
Whatever. Next generation. Make it. Here's your makeup right now. It's not gonna happen unless one of the other companies drop out. So, no. Go for Nintendo games and go for the exclusive. Which is funny that people talk about this stuff. We want to talk about exclusives, but then when the console that has the most exclusive games that you can never play, and they're not bad games, people still S on them for some reason. I'm like, wow.
Because it's not the exclusives that they want. I mean, granted, they don't know what they want, but that's a different conversation.
True. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So if you got questions, Jay, go and set them up. Cause like I said, I mean, there's certain stuff I could. I mean, like I said, I only had 5 hours. I mean, it's like a kid in what Willy Wonka's place. I can't walk around the whole thing in 5 hours. I just couldn't.
Well, you could, but you wouldn't be able to take in much.
Yeah, I couldn't. And then, of course, I'm still looking to do business, so hell, I have to see what's going on and have fun or whatever. So yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, like I said, I didn't get to see every secret project. I didn't get to see everything. All I know is they said themselves, and people are working as hard as that. They got 5 to 7 years of developing games in the works right now, so they're good.
I have one more RPGs. Dagnabbit. Other than that, I'm satisfied because I know they'll bring what I want.
Yeah. I hope, like I said, the Future Rocks and Monolith's already working on the next, like you asked a question last time, Chef. They're already working on the next home console RPG. Hopefully, Namco sees what's going on, and like I said, I don't understand why they don't bring that. Again, that's a financial thing. I can't answer the question fully, but they need to bring Tales back to Nintendo console because I'll be honest to be pissed off. I was kind of angry that Tales of Grace that was built on the Wii came over to America on the PlayStation 3. Now I'm not knocking PlayStation 3. I'm happy you guys got it, but why couldn't they put it on the Wii over here? That don't make the sense. I don't understand that.
Was that a Nintendo of America job? Because I'm starting.
No, it was Namco. It was Namco. I told you that. I think I told you in the post. Yeah. It was Namco that did that thing. I'm like, it was there. Why didn't you
understand? Tales of Grace is so well. Oh, it's so well over in Japan.
Yeah, it's so great over in Japan, and they put it to America. Okay, that's good. So you already did the localization. All you had to do was take that same localization and just add the audio and the coding to the Wii version, and then boom, you have it. You're done. Mm. I didn't understand that. And say it was with Nuni Kuni. It was made for a Nintendo console, and they put it over here. I'm like, what is going on with these things?
But I do know one thing. Nintendo, but Pokemon Company in particular, hurry the hell up and give us a Pokemon RPG on the console.
That one is up. That one, let's hope for it.
They would make serious bank if they make a decent engine. They don't even need a great story. A mediocre story, all the Pokemon, good graphics. It doesn't even have to be great, just good graphics, and a decent online component, and they would make bank.
I see 5 million Wii U's going out the door now.
You back?
Your kid keep on popping up, yo. We were like,
I know. I ran out to do something real quick, and I was like, okay, I'll hurry up and do this real quick, and I'll be right back. And they just.
You should be like, no Wii U for 2U tonight.
No, they banned
I'm gonna lie to you, that
weeks.
was funny.
No, they actually banned from it for 2 weeks.
Oh, damn.
That's prior to this, though. So.
Oh. That was just funny to see. Just like, yeah, like we were like, what the hell, Andre? We thought it was a messed up at first, and they did it twice. It's like,
you're like, what the hell is this?
With them being obnoxious and Google just not liking me in general, yeah, that tends to happen.
I hear you, but no, like I said, the Pokemon Company, I've said it millions of times. I wish they could do it. I don't know the answer to it, but they've said every time. Japan is a literal country, and you guys know this. If they say Pocket Monster, they stick to the Pocket Monster. That's just them. I don't know why.
They already did that shadow thing for friggin' GameCube. What the hell?
I know.
Look,
it wasn't the greatest game, but I still enjoyed it.
They need someone to sit down and outline it for them. That's the problem.
All right.
Okay,
Andre, you need to get your ass to Japan. Chop chop.
They ain't gonna listen to me.
Okay, Liger, smuggle them in.
I didn't went to Game Freak when I was over there, but I mean it's like I said, what they look at. Look, when you're doing you know, Andre, you're 100% right. I can't answer the question because I understand saying as a development you try to make sure, like what Nintendo does, they try to do a budget with their games so they know that even if the game doesn't do very well, they could still make profits. That's what they do compared to the other companies. I wish Square learned that lesson, but that's them. But I don't, they think of doing a development like game for I don't know, Monolith. They have Monolith. Why don't you guys? Like I said, I'll try to see if I could pass that on. And say you guys got Monolith Soft. It's a big company, really. It is. Why don't you let them help you guys create a Pokemon for the
that'd be nice.
For the
That'd be
Famicom?
nice.
Yeah, for the Wii or the Famicom 7. Which one? Do something with it so you can have it.
That'd be nice with an actual combat system and all.
They could even be lazy and take it straight back to the original Pokemon game, and just fully up-res it and add Mega Evolution. And
don't do that. Don't be that.
No, if they get that lazy, everybody's gonna call them out on it.
Yeah, don't.
Well, you know what I mean. I don't mean
they've
them
got
to
to combine. If they're going to do,
okay.
if they're going to do it, they got to combine at least the first 3 games.
Okay.
The first
You don't want 400 hours worth of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me speak literally, because you guys are taking me literally. Let them take a good portion of the Pokemon series history and create like a refresher's course, but with more fleshed out. Kind of how they did Pokemon Origins, and take it further than that on full rendered 3D.
Okay.
Are you guys satisfied?
With online multiplayer.
With online mode, yes, you cannot forget the
yeah,
online.
Chat so you can
Use
talk
that.
shit to your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. To say
Like,
little,
yeah,
bitch. That's not gonna happen.
Flame Tornado.
I said to
and
your
one.
friends, though. I said to your friends.
You're
Friend
allowed-
chat.
Yeah,
This is what they could call it.
Andre,
They call it
Andre,
friend
Andre.
chat.
No. I understand that, but Pokemon is still catered to kids. So yeah, you tell me a
They
parent
had
gonna
voice
be,
chat on the DS one.
Did they?
Yep.
and that
It was
was
one of them they had it on. I can't remember which one. But I know they had it on one of the DS ones.
that. Let me ask my expert right here. Hey, Katie, did they have voice chat for one of the Pokemons on the DS?
Well, the 3DS, I don't know about the actual DS.
DS, 3DS?
Oh, maybe it was the 3DS.
The 3DS, you have it, but you got to get permission.
Huh? You think so? She said she don't think so.
X and Y
She got all the
definitely-
games.
I remember
I
hearing
don't
about
know.
it before.
X and Y had voice chat, but you needed permission
Y
if
had
you
voice
was a
chat?
kid. I know for a fact because I did it with my nephew.
Huh? X and Y have voice chat?
You bastard! I'm telling you guys, literally, I've done it. Hello.
I'm not talking. Okay, I'm not talking. My mic is off. Give me a second.
It's because I'm black. I know. It's
Pretty much.
whatever.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get to your questions in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. No. Sorry, Shepard. I wasn't acting to you. I was asking her. I'm not downgrading you, man. Jeez.
No, I'm
I was talking
insulted.
to her.
I'm hurt. I'm wounded. Screw you.
Man, grow up.
Well, I just looked it up and
Don't you know I played Nintendo? I'm a man-child. Come on.
well, I just looked it up. Diamond, Platinum, and Pearl had voice chat.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Okay.
See, I knew I was right about one of them.
Yeah, kind of. The X and Y, she would just say no, but again, okay. Well, like I said, right now, hell, you got the Pokemon Go. You basically is on a phone, so hell.
Yeah.
If they lift it up to do that, Andre, you're right. I just know how certain things working. So
I know, but I mean, it's just like if they've done it before, they can do it again. Like, I don't care if they limit it to just friends and whoever's on your friends list. That's perfectly fine. I don't need to talk to strangers.
well, hell, like I said, but hell,
You're
like I
not
said,
supposed to talk to strangers. Didn't your parents teach you that?
He's
Stranger
a parent
danger.
now. Well, like I said, Go is on a mobile phone. You could talk to anyone, even a 900 number.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
why did you say that? That's
I want to
and
take
now-
a
and now-
at you.
and now you're gonna think about there's gonna be somebody doing that, but like, I want to peek at you.
Exactly. I just said that. Too.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you my Rhyhorn.
Before
Okay,
this,
for the record, guys, this is not Gamers at Large After Dark. Just
all right.
Hey, you can blame Liger. He said it.
I said
Yes, it's
900
all
number.
Liger's fault.
That's
Good
honest.
call.
He put the thought out there.
Exactly. Your fault, Liger.
Blame the source.
This is gonna get so weird.
Well, I'm hosting, so you should know this already.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Shep is always weird. And it
Thank
doesn't
you.
help. Doesn't
I
help
love
when I'm in.
compliments.
So it doesn't help when I'm in a weird mood too. 'Cause I just compound his weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it could happen. We'll see what. Like I said, you're right. Gold just took it to a next level. So we'll see.
I didn't even pay attention to the details of Pokemon Go. I'm at the see what that's actually about.
By the
What
way,
they're doing with it.
no offense, you guys. We probably should answer some of the questions. Just saying.
It's cool. It's cool. 'Cause we were just basically talking anyway.
Oh,
That's what we do.
all right. Let's see. Anderson Archilla has like 20 down there.
Can we call you AA meeting now?
Yeah, at this point, he's always here. He has a lot of great questions, though. He always asks good questions.
Yeah, he does.
That's what I'm trying to get him on the endcast to get him out of the whole, because he said he's kind of like kind of weird to get on our cast and talk.
Hey man,
Okay.
we want one of these times. I might just drag you in here. I might just drag you in, because like when he does talk, he does make some very good points. So I would like to hear him just say it.
Yeah, he makes a lot of great points. I know
Yeah.
we can get Shadow. Shadow could find a way to rip him into here
Now,
regardless.
well, like I said, me and him already had a conversation about it. I told him, hey, we'll start offline and just work our way to it. Because, like I said, he's a cool kid and he has ideas and stuff. So let's
he's pretty
start it
smart,
out,
man.
man.
Okay. Well, here's one.
Go ahead, Jay.
Here's one I think we can answer. Actually, this is one of the ones I think he tried to ask Sunday. Do you know if Nintendo has any plans to counteract the negativity of Metroid Prime Federation Force, or will they put it out there and whatever happens, happens?
That's what they all do with the games.
But,
Okay.
Whatever happens.
I almost wanted to say Mario Maker, but there's a lot of negative
Well, like I
stuff
said,
happening around
you
that
can't-
too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like I said, they've been developing that game for so long. They were like, hell, we got to get it out.
Where the hell did I put my food? Who the hell does that?
Oh,
I put my
I'm gonna
food
let
down, and I don't know where it is. That's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You sure your son didn't sneak it?
No, he's not even here.
Oh man.
He got ghosts in his house.
Yo, that ain't
He got some
funny.
You better call-
I've seen
better
some
call
motherfuckers
Ray
in my life.
Egon.
Paranormal activity.
You better call Ray Egon and make them come in there.
Well, no, they're chicks now. I don't know what their names are.
Okay, but Ray and Egon are still in existence. I don't care about this reboot. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not saying I don't care.
Okay, you hear that, ladies? We have a sexist here that doesn't care about women empowering
I don't
themselves.
care that they've made the characters women as long as the story is good.
That's not what he
Does
said
that-
first.
No, that's not what he said. He's trying to cover it up.
I was
Woman hater.
clarifying, good sir.
Shame on you.
Let's go back to the topic, guys. But like to Anderson, look, they got the game developed. I didn't get a chance to mess with it. The game is gonna come out. They're gonna put it out. Done with it. Those who want to buy. Those who don't want to buy, don't buy. That's the simplest concept ever in this world of options that everybody talks about, and I don't know why we can't go with that.
Here's the thing, though. All those people that were talking about Blast Ball, I bet when they get to playing, they're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, now I get it. I understand now."
I'm thinking there's gonna be 300 hours of content in that.
Well, okay. Look what, and I've talked about this time, and I think you guys talked about it too. The one thing that Nintendo, and it's their problem. It's something totally Nintendo's problem. Their problem is their games doesn't click until you play the game, and it's hard to advertise that. It's very hard to advertise that to certain people. Because once you play certain games with the gamepad or Wonderful 101 or certain games, and you're like, oh, now, like you just said, Angela, like, oh, now I understand why. Just wait. Jeez. I mean, I know you guys wanted, just like you got with Deus Ex,
jump to conclusions, dude. Come on.
Jump to conclusions. I know with Deus Ex, you guys want to play 4 days early. Woo. But
I'm sorry. Pre-ordering ain't worth getting 4 days early and getting some of the content back. No.
Hell no. Hell no. But
Literally some of the content. Not all of it, some of it. That's just messed up.
Hey,
We're going to do a pre-order tier system.
Hey, again, like I said, EA made 900 million last year. I won't be surprised at what they're gonna do this year because everybody's already talking about the Need for Speed, even though it's online only. I was online, I don't understand that. And then you got, I still remember when Star Wars Battle that Star Wars game came up, and the trailer came up, and right after it, pre-order. I'm like, I just got the announcement trailer. You already got a pre-order ready for this thing? Good God, man! Jeez.
They ain't wasting time, man. Much money
Cash rules
involved.
everything around me.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
man.
see. He got another one up here. To ease or worsen the pain of those who really wanted it, can it be verified that they did experiment with online for Star Fox Zero?
Ah, that's a little tough to say. I mean, they wanted to do it. So okay, experiment with it. Yes. If that's the answer, I'll give you a straight answer. Yes.
Okay.
The build that I got to, like I said, it could go in there. I'm not saying it's not. They're looking at they looked at basically, which is okay. It's an eternal thing. Let's put it this way. They're looking at what happened to Command, since that was the only one that was online, and see what happened with Command, how everything was, and the complaints with Command and everything else. So it's up to them to go what it is. Platinum Games is, like I said, working, doing the background work, and they know. But right now, they know that they're coding for the Wii U. So can it be put in there? Yes, if everybody wants it, and it can be put in there. But again, it's one of those things where, and I told this to Mr. T, and he was like, he said he wanted, and you know, us right here, old gamers, so we might appreciate it, but all it's gonna be is kind of like all it's gonna be is U-turn, barrel roll, loop, U-turn, barrel loop, because as soon as you get behind somebody, flip back. That's what it's gonna be. So they were thinking that's not gonna be a fun experience. That's what one of the devs was talking. I was saying that it would not be something that would be sustained for a long time. So that's what she was saying. So again.
That actually makes sense though, because like the thing is, I know people are gonna sit up and be like, well, they could use this, and this, but yeah, but the only thing I was thinking that they could do with like online would be like since they're mercenaries, merc missions.
That's the one thing.
Yes.
That's the one thing, and I did pass that on, Mr. Andre, because you had a question. You did do that in your video, and I've talked about that too with them. If you
Thank you.
I like you just.
And the way he literally sound, like the way his sound came through, sounded like he
Yeah,
was
like
like
you.
in the middle of a dog fight, and he's like,
Yeah,
"This is not an honor."
but
Well, I didn't do that on purpose.
yeah, I was telling them, can you guys do? How about if you do a squad base, like squad base? That would work for the online mode better. Like I get up with, like all four of us here. We get our teams, just got generic whatever in a world of Star Fox, and just go take on battles. That would work way better with the online and give it more variety.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
it would.
I mean, because you can actually see it, and it might just be one of those situations where like they were just waiting to see how certain stuff does. Like the popularity of Splatoon will probably actually bleed over into them actually doing more stuff online.
Oh yeah, it has already. It has already, which is good.
Nintendo Land 2 online. Chop chop.
Well, here. Let some of Splatoon's popularity bleed into Star Fox,
Yeah,
and give us that online hub world.
Well, like I said, right now, what happened? Right now, what they're going for, what Miyamoto's plans for is for Star Fox is okay. We have a new idea. We're doing a resurgence. We already talked about it at Star Fox had the way they're doing we call it a reboot in a way because Command kind of messed up, and Miyamoto was like, yeah, we should have never did that. The ending for Command was not a good thing, and he was like, I should have never did that because that thing had 8 different endings.
yeah,
And
it was ridiculous.
yeah, and they messed up the timeline to a way. So that's why they said they didn't want to go try to clean it up. So they went back to redo over the 64 version and try to do a version of it. So that's what they went with. They didn't want to bring Star Fox back as what kind of close to the origin as it can for the old gamers and some for the new. So they just wanted to bring back the IP and say, hey, here's a game that has a lineage and see what's happening and kind of like a beta test to say, okay, people like Star Fox is still okay. Then maybe they'll like I said, maybe they'll transfer into what you just said, Andre, into doing this and that and other stuff. But Star Fox has not been out for a long time, So.
But that's actually
I
good.
understand.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Star Fox not being out for so long because now you can do that reboot with people not getting mad at it. Because they would have did a reboot and we just got the last one like in 2008 or something, people would have been mad.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're gonna be mad regardless because people are.
Well, for the Western audiences, we're gonna nitpick everything.
Yeah. That comes with the territory. But I mean, like, you guys know what I'm saying though. Like,
Yeah.
we would have got like a Star Fox game in like 2010 or 2011, and then they turn around and give a reboot now. People would be up in arms, like ridiculous.
Yeah, they'd be mad because like, oh, so why are you guys canceling this story?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, anybody who plays Command, like I said, the story got fractured too bad.
Yes, it did. It got yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
one of the
have
reasons
like
why I didn't
20
really
endings.
appreciate that one too much.
It was 8. I think 8 or 9. It was 8 or 9 endings.
That game had a lot of endings. I know that much.
And then the branch off was like crazy, which I didn't like. I mean, I got most of the endings, but after a while, it got so like.
It was tedious.
Yeah, it got too tedious, and then some of the endings weren't even worth it. Some of it was like pure, in my opinion, pure garbage. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
The good endings were good, and that was cool. But then the ones where you like, Fox, Wolf became this, and then Crystal left Fox to became Wolf Team, and then
Crystal got called a whore and some more.
Yeah,
stuff.
I was like, what?
I was like, I don't want to know all their personal drama.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It was still funny too when Crystal left at Fox and Fox was like, "Hey, buddy, man, forget that chick. Let's go do some racing."
Yeah, and then they enter into a cup that is similar to F-Zero.
F-Zero, yeah.
I'm like, seriously, why didn't y'all just stick them in F-Zero? Just call it a day. I got anthropomorphic characters in there already.
What hell? Well, again, James McCloud is in F-Zero. The last one.
And I'm like, come on now. Just slip them in there.
Slippy.
So Slippy,
not Slippy.
No, I'll tell the truth. I did like Slippy's ending. At least everybody think he's a clown or whatever. Homie end up with kids in the family. Hell, he was showing there. Yeah.
Well, that's good for him, but I mean, Slippy, it's Slippy. We need him as a crewman, not a racer.
True that. But I mean, like I said, for
crewman per se, based on his fighting skills, but
like you said, yes, I think that was their philosophy of we aiming out for a while. Look, Nintendo's philosophy is if we don't have something unique to put towards the game, we're gonna shelve it for a while. And sometimes it worked. I mean, you know what? I ain't gonna say sometimes. They have a high success rate of it working a lot of times. Sometimes it fail. Because like I said, Metroid skipped 64 and came back with the holy crap, what the hell is this that blew everybody's face off?
It was like, what is okay?
One of the best
oh shit,
trilogies
this
in
is
gaming.
awesome.
One of the best trilogies in gaming.
Yes.
Metroid Prime trilogy.
Nobody saw it. Like I said, I said it in my video. When Metroid at that time, I was getting sick of gaming in a way because I was in college and I had to. I was losing my. I was like not losing my scholarship, but I was dropping down in grades. So I was like, okay. And I told my grandma at the time when I heard the news of Metroid's gonna go first person shoot, I'm like, what the hell? Oh hell no! Oh no! I said, and I made my point. I told my grandma, look, if this game isn't good, I'm stopping gaming. And I got the game. And I played. And look, I said I got the two games. I got Metroid Prime, and I got Fusion. I played Fusion first because I was like, that's comfort food. I know that's gonna be what it is. But then when I played Prime, I was like, okay, they knocked it out of the freaking park. I can't argue with this. This is awesome. And I'm gonna, like I said, so sometimes they do it. They have a good success rate of the game. They shelve it and they come back and it, because everybody has a little glyph with Mario 64, but when Galaxy came back, everybody's like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, it blew everybody away. So yeah, I mean, sometimes sometimes it actually does need to happen. I mean, and if you don't have no ideas for it, then don't put out BS.
Or don't analyze it every daggone year, and then people be like, "What? I could jump 2 feet longer now." What? Oh.
Yeah. Don't do that. I mean, just if you have to shelve it, just shelve it till you get some fresh eyes on it.
And that's their philosophy. That's their philosophy. I understand the frustration everybody has, but as a company, as the product line, like, okay, if the product ain't good, let's not put it out there for certain things. I mean, it's just that thing. I said, don't get me wrong, they have failures too. They have failures because, like I said, Command didn't do, Command sold, but my point is, like, as a game, as enjoyable, it's not as enjoyable as the others. Mm-hmm. So. Just so everything has its part. I mean, the thing that came about this community that kills me is like we're jumping and amazed and wow for new gamers, for new games. I mean, not new gamers, sorry, new developers that talk, and then when the game comes out, they drop flat. But like Platinum, like Nintendo, like this, when Nintendo or certain other studios, I mean, that run certain games. That could, I mean, like Way Forward or Instant Create or whatever. When they come out and you're like, "Oh, this game gonna be garbage," I'm like, "But these guys gave you great games in the past, and then they have a better degree. Why would you not trust people who've been good and not?" And then it don't make no sense.
Because people are stupid. I've told you that time and time again. You see it all the time. How many games have you seen that say, "This is garbage. This is horrible"? 2-3 years later, this is one of the greatest games in the series ever. This goes down in the hallmark of history.
You just described almost every major Zelda release ever.
Exactly. That's exactly what you caught it. That's exactly what I was referring to.
Hey, for real though. I mean, I know you guys, the Gamers at Large, you guys have your podcast on Sunday. I do it on Sunday most of the time because I'm off today and whatever. But I want to do that's a podcast I want to do on my Endcast. The Zelda phenomenon, where after Wind Waker, every damn game that comes out is garbage. Then 3 years later, it's a good game. It's like
I would say that started back with
Ocarina of Time. After Ocarina
that
of
started
Time.
with OOT because everybody called Majora's Mask garbage until Wind Waker came out. Then Wind Waker was garbage until Twilight Princess came out.
You're right, Andre. The reason I always say Wind Waker because it compounded because everybody saw the trailer at Skyward at the
Space
whatever
World.
Space World.
That was you didn't gonna lie. That was a cool looking trailer.
So when they said when that happened, everybody's like, okay, we can forgive Majora's Mask. But then when they put out Wind Waker, they're like, what the F
this little goofy cartoon looking kid? What the hell?
And I admit, I was one of the people that was like, I'm turned off by this because this isn't what. It was because it just dropped out of nowhere on me.
I didn't get mad. I was more staring at my screen like, what? Yeah, like, I didn't get upset. I was just more baffled than anything.
I wasn't mad. I was just turned off until I played it.
I was one of those people that actually thought it was going to be good.
I didn't think from the get-go. I just thought it was weird.
That's the thing. I didn't think the game was going to be bad. I just didn't. The aesthetic did not mesh with me right away.
Yeah, respectable.
After I got playing it and I got to see the world in action, I was like, oh, I get what they were going for. Okay,
this ending.
Exactly.
And that ending is just, ooh.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I need to play that again. I don't even need to play the game. I just want to let the screen sit and listen to the music.
But look what you just said right there, guys. Look exactly what you guys just said. And Reggie said this too on an interview with Kevin Pereira. He was like, if the social media was around when Wind Waker came out, we would have got bombarded.
Yes.
We would get murdered.
Oh, they would have gotten murked.
They would have got way worse than the stuff they got now.
Now, yeah, people would be people would have had their truncheons, their knives, their forks, and go up to Reddington and like, what the F is this?
You showed us this trailer, and then we got this game? What the?
Seriously, that was a WTF moment. But again, look at what it is right now. Look what came out. It came out a very expensive game, and people love this game. So that's it goes to what you just said, Andre. It's there. People lose their faith, and then they like, and then it comes back. Why? I don't understand that. Their development is good, so why would I lose faith in them?
Yeah. That's why I'm not hating on Federation Force, because it might surprise me.
Well, like I said, Kenshi Tanabe been working for Nintendo since Mario 2.
Stuff, man. People need to stop jumping to conclusions and at least play it for themselves before they talk shit.
And that's
at the very least, play the damn game.
That's Yeah, and that's why I'm laughing when I saw when people was bitching about the graphics and stuff for Star Fox. I'm like, wait, you have Nintendo, you have Shigeru Miyamoto himself working over this game. You have Platinum Games who's known for like I said, I told you what it was last week. They're more of a workhorse, but they're great at doing what they're doing of running the engine and making things pop and go for 60 frames per second. That's the dream team doing this game, and y'all, oh, I don't want this. What?
On something that didn't even look that bad, and you knew it was gonna, and you know it's gonna get better. I keep looking at like stuff like, remember how
Actually, it
Warriors?
looks like a Wii game, so therefore it's trash.
Remember Hyrule Warriors when they did the first trailer for Hyrule Warriors back in
Oh,
2013?
that was so uninteresting.
Yes. And then by the time that Direct came out last year, what was everybody saying? I gotta pre-order this. I gotta pre-order this.
That's what I don't get. They know the cycle. Each trailer looks better and better. Nintendo games look better, not worse.
And the thing about it, they show, and like I said, if they show a trailer, they show a trailer, and you know it. But one thing they do, what I like, is they back it up with gameplay. They do gameplay. They show gameplay with Mario Maker. They show gameplay with Zelda. They show gameplay. Well, not the new Zelda that's coming out. I'm just talking about like with Hyrule Warriors. They show you gameplay with Bayonetta. They do all this stuff. Most of these other publishers, they just show, oh, you could do this and do that. The next thing you know, you play the game. Like, I thought you said I could crawl up the wall and flip and do all this crap. I can't do that.
Right.
So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It stuns me as a person just looking at the games like that, you know. But, you know, like you said, Jay and Andre, yeah, the Western market, yeah, I mean, we're hard to please for some reason. But not us, but you know what I mean, as a general.
The general scope, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let's see. You guys
more
another
questions?
question down here. Is there at least talk of a new Katamari Damacy game? Or do you know?
Question is, I don't know. So,
I would love to see one.
I would love to see one too, but I don't know.
Oddly enough, the Xbox One had the perfect setup for that game with the Kinect, but nobody would appreciate it, I guess.
I know you can't answer this, Slacker, but are they finally working on some anime for us? Come on.
Well,
want some
Miyamoto
LMZ.
did say he wanted to do adaptations.
Okay, I can say this.
And I'm not talking about the Pikmin shorts, although those were kind of cute.
No. They're in contracts with Tokyo TV, Gonzo, and stuff to see if they could do animes. I don't know what. My point is, I do not know what type. So don't hold me to that. They're in talks to do it because right now Nintendo's seeing that we're being in-house. They can say again. Anybody, I've said it. Look, they are when it comes to revenue. No gaming company could hold Nintendo down. None. I remember, and I still remember that article where sadly it was Polygon. What I remember it now. Talking about Nintendo, like Disney should buy Nintendo for $19 billion. I'm like, $19 billion. I'm like, wait a minute. And I go to Nikkei and everything. I'm like, are you crazy? Nintendo's worth over $100 billion. What
19 billion is only the liquid cash in their vault. That's not the overall assets.
Yeah.
The IPs and everything that Nintendo own? Are you freaking kidding me?
Like, Disney can't afford that.
That's the thing. A lot of people talk this shit don't really know what business is really like. They have $19 billion in the bank. That is not the assets. That is not the buildings. Sorry?
No, I said it's basically 11 and 12, but no, I'm not covering with you. They have money that's crazy in the bank. Yeah. But again, you're not gonna buy. You can't. You got Mario's a couple $1 billion. Just the
Mario alone is worth billions.
I think people need to go ahead and say instead of Disney buying out Nintendo, Disney partner with Nintendo.
That's what they should do. Is partner, honestly.
Because I would love to see a Mario and
Pixar
Mickey crossover.
Yes, Pixar. Chop.
Like if they took Epic Mickey and crossed that with Super Mario 3D World and Mario and Mickey.
Yeah.
I think that could work out well.
Hey, like, question.
Yes.
So like that animated they did for like Kid Icarus and the one that they put on top of that the Palutena trailer, was that part of like was that kind of like the testing of that?
No. What's going on right now is that's what happened. Those trailers came from they're talking to anime studios, but no, that's Nintendo trying to see. I'll say this again. One thing Nintendo's doing right now is they're trying every time they make the game, and I would think you guys know this, and if you're a true Nintendo fan, you know this. They make the engines from the ground up. They always do.
Yeah.
When they make their games. Now that they're seeing how companies have been treating them, third parties, as we said, Western and whatever, they're doubling up on their engines now. They're not making because we know Triforce Heroes is the same engine as Link to Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's going to be glorious. No, I'm playing.
It's a good game. It's good. What I play is good. I'm waiting. I can't wait to play that fully. It has its own little. You need 3 people, but it is. They did something messed up with it in a way. But is either 3 people or 1 person.
I know. I'm not too happy about that, but you know what? The game still looks good.
Yeah, but they extended. But they're saying, you know what? Let's go back to the Majora Mask of game, and say, you know what? Let's use the engine over again and put out a good game because, like I said, Link to Between Both Worlds, the engine, people didn't have no problems with, it except for the pork chop Link, sideburns.
Pork chop Link.
Wow.
Well, everybody hated the sideburns. That was the argument.
Oddly enough, I didn't care.
Well, but
had to get that 70s flavor in there, man. You gotta get that 70s flavor.
Like, so what? Link looked like he went to the disco. I don't care. he's still out there. He's still out there running around with his sword and shield, hacking and slashing and finding items and making quests happen. So that's all I care about.
He just wants to be stylish. Why y'all hating on him?
So
I mean, but nobody hates the fact that Link is wearing Zelda's dress now.
I want to talk about that for a second, but to go back to what you just said, Jay, like what they're trying to do is figure out more engines that you could tap into. Nintendo use Unreal Engine in a way, but in a certain way different than what other people's going for this graphics, whatever. They're using it for physics and all kind of weird stuff. They use it, but they don't use it in the way that other people always push it to in the Western version. That's why East and West is 2 different way of developing games. It just is what it is. So. But they're trying to figure out they're trying to set up their own inside people to tell a story, so they don't have to keep on going out to outsourcing to studios and stuff. Cause Nintendo hates outsourcing.
Hey, Nintendo, hire me.
They hate outsourcing. Any company hates outsourcing unless it's beneficial. But most of the time, you got to keep the money in house all the time.
Heck, if they hire me, they got stories for like the next 50 years.
I'm a writer and I do art. So
but that's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to do right now. JT, your question. They're trying to get they're trying to get animators and stuff so like Zelda. Zelda's gonna have, just like Skyward Sword, they're gonna have animators to do the in-game graphics to tell the story. That's cool. Just like If. When If comes out, If has just like Awaken. If has some cool animations in a 3D. If is gonna be awesome. I'm telling you right now too. That's the next game I gotta pick up day 1 when it comes out because I enjoyed the first couple chapters.
I'm gonna say this about that new Fire Emblem game. They should have kept If for the Western release so I could go into GameStop and mess with people.
Can I get Fire? Can I get Fire?
I was gonna go into Best Buy and mess with people. I was gonna mess with a lot of people. They just messed up my whole entire prank.
Can I get Fire Emblem if I get a 3DS too?
Yeah, but
that's alright. Just the new 3DS alone is fun.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing.
No, I want the new 3DS, not the new 3DS, but the new 3DS.
I don't want a new 3DS. I want
the new 3DS.
Yeah, the translation of that stuff over there to here does not work out well, and like I said, NOA messed up on some of the names. I'm not gonna even defend that.
No, we can't defend the name.
We can't defend that, but I'm just saying. But like I said, to what you just said, Jay, that's what they're doing. So the game, well, I'll tell you often, but you know what? Like I said, like the event I went to, they are looking for people to do stuff for music and blah blah blah. In my event where I went to Thursday, and stuff.
I could do music. Kind of.
He's like, look, anything, throw it at me, I'll do it.
I just want to get paid, man. Come on.
Yeah. I will say this. I want to point this out to what you guys said. Nintendo had, and it's up to developers, and then when IGN asked them the question, GameSpot asked them the question, it would have been the perfect. I'm not even, again, that's the next thing I can defend. It would be perfect if they had Zelda as or a female Link Triforce Heroes. It would have made sense. That's the one. And mainline, keep the mainline if you want to keep it. That's the way you want to keep it. But like I asked
They
them
could've
why
had
did
the
not
option.
why did not you guys use voice for Hyrule Warriors? That would have been perfect. Nobody would have. It'd have been but it would have. People wouldn't care at a point.
Especially when they already had the artwork for it.
Yeah, it's
Hyrule Warriors, they already had the artwork and
they
everything.
had the artwork set up. Hey, they might at last minute decision slip her in Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Yeah, because ain't that supposed to be transfer? You can transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
can
could
transfer your
actually do that
characters
if they
back and
wanted
forth.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, like I said, I don't, like I said, I don't know about that one, but that they have their ifs, their problems of they could have done it, but again, it's just like again, if somebody's giving you water and you ain't got no water, I won't be picky. That's just me. That's the way I look at life.
That's true.
I'm not gonna say.
I don't know. With the way this world is, I'd probably check the water first to make sure there ain't nothing in it.
But if you trust me, but you know, yeah, you're right, Andre. But again, if you in certain countries, you don't give a damn what the water is. It's water.
It's water.
You gonna take it, son.
All right, guys. Here's the last question we're gonna do. And this one once again is from Anderson. How is Project Guard going to be handled in relation to Star Fox Zero? Is it a separate game or is it
Separate
integrated
game.
somehow?
That's a
Huh?
separate game.
Separate game. There you go.
So I'm waiting on.
It
Go
has
ahead.
its own. It has its own. Project Guard has views into the game with a whole double screen. That's where it kind of evolved from. But Project Guard is right now is working on its own. Platinum's working doing something different with Project Guard as the name itself. But there are
Ultron
stuff.
Nintendo Edition confirmed. So,
Yeah.
No, isn't that Project Robot?
No, Robot is the one with the rebalance and everything. Guard is using the different
Oh, okay.
screens.
No, I'm talking about what Shep just said.
Okay, yeah. And since Jay is gonna do that, let me do this quick. The quality of life is being used by Nintendo. There's the vitality sensor. Everybody's thinking it's not used for games, but it's used for medical things, and they're killing in that too. They're making money they're using it in hospitals over in Japan. So
they already are using it. Hey,
Yeah.
You did mention that.
Yeah. So I get an exclusive on that too. But since we gotta wrap up, it's cool. so.
Because everybody's all waiting to see like some new refit something or whatever with Ventilities. That was the whole impression that a lot of people got.
Which is their fault for doing that. I'm not there. That's Nintendo doing
No,
that.
that's normal. People
yeah,
always
but
make
yeah.
assumptions, and when it's not the way they assume that, they get mad at Nintendo.
Yeah. So we've been
That's
proving
it,
wrong. We've been proving wrong time and time again with Nintendo's games and everything. So you know what? Hey, it's part of the core of being a gamer now. So
That's true.
yeah. So all right, man. Like I said, I mean, if everybody got to split and do stuff, hey, like I said, it was cool hanging with the Games Lodge as usual. I got no exclusive. I ain't got no more exclusive to y'all. I have 5 hours to look around the building. Like I said, I couldn't look at everything. I didn't get to see no Pikmin 4. I didn't see this. I didn't see because you only got a limited time. Okay. Jeez.
No, we know the truth. There's a Nintendo standing behind you, and he'll slit your throat if you see it. It's cool, I understand.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, you notice there's no shadowing here, so he's probably standing right behind him, like, say another word.
Oh man.
So it's crazy.
Anyways,
Yeah. So, if y'all want to wrap it up, go ahead.
Get out the refrigerator.
I'm closing already. What are you doing?
Sorry, my kids was just pulling stuff out. So I thought I had muted and I hit the wrong thing.
Alright, I guess, yeah, it's definitely time to wrap it up, y'all. Thank you for listening. Sorry we couldn't provide you with the scintillating material some of y'all thought we had, but I would like Liger to stick around, so, Nintendo just don't play. So, thanks for listening. It was a great podcast, guys. Let's do our sign-offs. Starting with Andre. He's mute. Okay, Liger.
I'm here.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't go
okay.
anywhere.
Okay. GBTI and you. You're up, sir. What you got to pimp out?
Well, I'm just going to say check my channel tomorrow morning at 8.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Okay.
All right, cool. Jay?
Let's see. I do have a couple more gameplay vids. That's gonna be out on the channel, on the gameplay channel. I am thinking about doing a discussion next week, so just be on the lookout for that. It'll probably be Tuesday or Thursday, so just be on the lookout for that. And that's all from me.
All right, cool. Liger, our esteemed guest.
I got one video that's talking about my travels. I'll talk that I'm working on right now, and the endcast will be up maybe next weekend, and the weekend after that. Depending on my schedule, because I gotta get back into normal mode now. So we'll see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, check out Enduo's channel. He actually has a lot of cool info, and he's a cool dude. But I must warn you, he is in competition with Shadow for the longest podcast. So don't expect no. Oh, it's only half an hour. No, you're looking at 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 hours.
You got to be dedicated to an experience.
Yes.
It's all fun though. It's not boring.
I never said it was bad material. I'm just saying don't expect it to be some light stuff. You're in for a lot.
Yes.
And me, I'll have something up soon, including some pickups. I don't usually do pickups, at least not via video, but I think I might show a video with some pickups. But it's gonna probably be around Tuesday. Is gonna be a crazy day. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday of next week. But anyways, we will have a usual podcast on Sunday. It should be starting at 8 p.m. EST. Pretty good chance I'm gonna be hosting, so you guys are gonna have to deal with me some more.
It's all right.
And that's about it, y'all. Thanks for listening. All the best. Game on. Peace.
Peace.
Game on, fools.